Right now, we welcome Chicago native fighter, Coach Lewis Taylor, back to the fight port, and he is UFC welterweight Belal Muhammad's coach, and is also the PFL middleweight champion for the season of 2018. And Belal, of course, is fighting undefeated contender Leon Edwards. Not undefeated, rather, but, who's a big winning streak. Leon Edwards in the main event of UFC Vegas 21, Saturday on ESPN Plus. And first question is, how are you feeling, Lewis?
I'm feeling mentally trashed, but physically I'm feeling great. Recently, I guess, caught COVID. Didn't really have many symptoms or anything, so I just had to wait my time in quarantine out here in Las Vegas.
Okay. And then talk about, how disappointing that is, obviously, because Belal Muhammad has always had you in his corner for all of his fights. And this is being the only time that he's not going to have you.
That's self-explanatory. That's my road dog, my ride or die, as we say. But it is what it is. So keeping focused at the task at hand, all my energy and prayers are going towards Belal beating Leon Edwards this Saturday.
Definitely. And talk about the fight. When you look at the matchup, Leon Edwards, he's on a big winning streak. Where do you feel he'll be able to come ahead against him?
Where will he have advantages?
Yes.
Well, Leon's a world-class fighter. When it comes down to the variables, I see them as two similar fighters. Both are very well-rounded everywhere, as they should be in this day and age of being top 10 UFC fighters. And Leon is a tricky southpaw, but Belal has fought the who's of southpaws, so it won't be like something new. I would say Leon's a better grappler than most of the southpaws that Belal has faced, so we will be seeing a different look as far as a southpaw who's looking for takedowns and whatnot.
Definitely. And then talk about Leon Edwards hasn't fought for about a year and a half, and you feel like that's going to be an advantage for Belal Muhammad, or is that going to be an advantage for Leon?
Leon's time off the game. He says ring rust is non-existent, and he says that if he goes out here and put Belal away, then no one's gonna care. But the truth of the matter is, I don't believe it's gonna affect him that much, because he's coming off of his third camp and coming into this fight. So no matter if it was ring rust, he's had 3-4 extra months to shake that.
Right. And then talk about Belal stated with this win, he'd like a title shot or maybe a fight with Colby Covington. And, talk about this matchup and why Belal wants it.
Which matchup is that?
With Colby Covington.
Okay.
Because he said either a title shot or he'd fight Colby.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to speak our dreams into reality, and we have to have reality of big enough dreams that put fear into small-minded people. So Belal wanting that title shot is where we eventually want to end this journey. Gold is the goal. Now, Covington is ducking people, and Belal really isn't digging the whole persona that he brought. Us being from Chicago, I don't believe in internet gangsters. I don't believe in people who sit back and talk trash online, and then when they see people in person, want to be a whole different person. I believe the same person that you're going to portray is the person you should be. And we got a whole big generation of kids that are going to end up following role model like Covington. Let me be this persona on the internet, and then in reality, I'll be a totally different person. So it's just that whole cloud that Covington brings that is probably what makes Belal want to fight him the most.
Definitely. And then PFL continues in 2021, and talk about, is there any part of you that wants to compete again? Obviously, you've been very busy, with Belal Muhammad and the rest of your fight team as well.
Well, it's been a COVID-19 really hit hard as far as my career plans go, but we'll see. The problem is I'm approaching 42. I'm starting to get more and more other passions that I need to put more energy to. So I got one eye on the future out the game, and I got one eye still in the cage. And we'll see which one, locks in on that 2020 vision, hopefully sometime soon.
And then UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, possibly he's taking on George Masvidal again. What are your thoughts on that fight?
I really think Usman is going to do a better job than he did the first time. I did think Masvidal was competitive in that fight, but I'm expecting Usman to put him away sooner than he did before.
Definitely. And then talk about, what Belal Muhammad had to do. Obviously he had to replace you for this upcoming fight and get another coach. And how was that able to work out?
Well, luckily, we came down to Vegas with a pretty big team. We had Horacio Gutierrez, we had Nacho, we got Mike Valle. So we had a really nice, we had a deal. So we were about 4 or 5 strong. We got Hoos just got in today. So we had a good team going down. Losing me hurts more psychologically than it does physically for Belal, because we got plenty of bodies that can replace me. But just having his back at this moment is what he can't replace.
Definitely. And then, of course, you'll be watching the fight on Saturday. What are you doing during your time to occupy yourself?
Man, it's been not a lot to do, because at one hand, I'm really just trying to sleep and rest, even though I'm not having bad COVID symptoms, but it's just out of caution. So I don't want to, be cocky and overlook it. Like, it can't really hurt me or something. So I'm just still trying to move gingerly, just out of caution.
And then wrestling.
So like I said, I came down. I brought my Quran. I dived in once. I'm gonna get back in there. And that's, we got Ramadan coming up. So I really need to reestablish myself mentally as I take this time to myself in quarantine, this little baby prison I got going on out here in Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. And you're able to get like whatever you need delivered, I assume?
No, it's not like that. I'm still on my own on that end. They didn't send over butlers, but they did take care of the room.
Okay. That's good. So I was just wondering, like, if you could actually leave the hotel or go downstairs to the lobby.
Yeah, I can. Unlike the bubble, I'm right outside of the bubble. The bubble is much more COVID secure. I'm out. I can look out the window right here and literally see the bubble right where we're there. Okay. But my hotel is not a part of the bubble. So they sometimes have UFC security station at the door, but that's just like more for random fans or something, more than to keep me locked in my room.
I understand. And then also, talk about it. I mean, you say you're not feeling any of the symptoms. You feel because you've kept in shape, throughout the years. And hey, this could be a selling point when, you want to sign people up for your gym, beat COVID, do it the best, do it the physical way.
I would, but I can't even bring myself to say that, because it's like if I feel like COVID's a bullet, and bullet don't have no name on it. And although the fatality goes higher towards the elderly or the people underlying health conditions, we have saw some pretty fit people die. We just saw people like Cosma, who was in great shape, now continually lay on his deathbed. So it's shown me enough to respect it. And so all I'll say is I'm not a smoker, and I think that, kids, is what kept me COVID strong.
Definitely. And then you had mentioned Hazmat Shemaev. What did you think about his impressive performances so far? And he's competing in that welterweight division with Belal. He'll need an opponent in the future. So maybe get into it.
I would like the fight. I'm not gonna shy around it. At this point in Belal's career, it's time for us to take out any boogeyman and all boogeymen. Fear or people who get that blood boiling. That's what we want right now. You want those people who motivate you to be the best you. And I think Cosmot beating Gerald has definitely motivated Belal to want to be the best him if they cross paths.
Right.
But at the same time, I haven't saw much from Cosmot besides the 3 fights or whatever it was last year.
For sure. And we're still waiting to see if he'll even make it through the COVID-19 as well.
Yeah, he's announced his retirement, but I heard that's just him being soft at the moment, so we should be good.
And also you talk about this fight for Belal, staying ready. Was that the key? Because you guys got this fight on short notice, and you feel like also he would have gotten this opportunity, a main event spot, if it wasn't Leon Edwards, if it wasn't a short notice opportunity. You think he was still destined to get that main event spot?
Now, I can't say a main event spot, a big fight, a opportunity like this. Yes, that was definitely not far off. Like, he's very 100% correct when he says anytime that phone rings and somebody fell out, he's always willing and ready to step up. So he's never that fighter sitting around ducking other fighters. He is always ready to pick up the phone and take that next big shot. A lot of times we said yes. We said yes on every scenario that has come into the UFC the last 2-3 years. But most of the time they always went into a different direction. But this time it went to Belal's way, and now we have to make the most out of this opportunity and go out and kick ass.
Yeah, definitely. And then maybe an opportunity again in the summer. I know, we said Ramadan is coming up, but Belal has fought during this time, your observance of Ramadan.
a lot of that too was opportunity. He fought during Ramadan not because it was his choice, but that's when opportunity presented itself, and so he did not want to let that opportunity go by. And like you see, for the most part, it has worked out well for us when we fought during Ramadan. But that's not a easy decision.
Sure.
It's a really rough time, you know what I'm saying? Because he's hungry, it's an ugly time, you know. So I'd rather him not fight during Ramadan than tough through it. And especially as he has climbing the ladder of competition in the UFC, you want to have the best Belal Muhammad. Not saying that Ramadan would completely not make him 100%, but I don't want to chance it.
Definitely. Oh, I understand. Maybe perhaps a trip back to Fight Island and I'll be
Well, I honestly don't want to go back during COVID. I don't, honestly, traveling right now far is not really appealing during these times. So look, I literally caught this COVID at some point from my house into my hotel.
Right.
So when I was getting on the plane and from Chicago to Las Vegas, so traveling is not something I'm looking forward to doing, especially with the face mask on for 15 hours or whatever it is to Abu Dhabi. Fudge that.
During the COVID time, you'd rather be staying close to home, and it definitely makes sense. And my last question was,
okay,
Louis, talk about how does Belal get Chicago on their feet Saturday night against Leon Edwards after the fight is over? Tell us. Because we're going to be watching.
All Belal can do, all he's going to do is do what he's been doing and show that heart, that Southside heart, and that Palestinian heart, and that grit that we all know and love about Belal. Remember the name Muhammad. He's going to make sure that shows up, and the rest is in God's hand.
Well, Louis, I appreciate you taking this time on the Fight Report. I wish you, the best, of course, during this time. Speedy recovery as well, so you can get back to your normal life. And appreciate you, taking time to be on the show today, man. And best of luck, of course, to Belal Muhammad taking on Leon Edwards. Everybody check it out. UFC Vegas 21.
Yes.
Check it on ESPN Plus as well. And if you're from Chicago, this is a can't miss fight. I'll be watching it. I'm sure the rest of the city will, and all of your supporters, across the nation.
For sure. Y'all have a good day. And thanks, Sean, again.
I appreciate it. Take care.
You too, brother. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night.